The session I'm going to share with you today is about career and how you can avoid some common pitfalls of high achievers. And I know that a lot of you are out there, you're high achievers. I'm also going to share some key areas of focus to help you reinvent yourself and create unstoppable career growth. So that's whether you are working for a company, whether you want to start your own business, or you're considering what your future might look like in the next 5 or 10 years. My hope is to share something that's useful for you today. So, with that, what will you do differently in 2025 to nurture your career? One, I'll congratulate you all for coming to, a career fair and session like this. That's a great first step. As human beings, though, we don't like change, yet it is unavoidable. If you think about a time when you felt vulnerable, paralyzed, out of control, it was probably due to change, whether planned or unplanned. 5 years ago, that change was COVID. It changed the way we work, how we learn, how we interact with each other. Just 5 years ago this month, we were on lockdown. I know it seems like forever ago, but in the scheme of things, it was like a minute ago. Today, that changes artificial intelligence. AI is poised to change how we work, how we learn, and how we interact with each other. And we can get really excited about new jobs and career opportunities that AI will bring in the future. But today, 4 out of 5 people are not thriving at work. We've got RTO mandates, promotion freezes, layoff fears. 35% of you are considering a job change this year, whether you want one or not. Some of you on this call don't believe that your job or career will be impacted in the immediate future. And others see what's happening, but you've not yet taken any action. So how do you get ready for what's next? So I know I was introduced. I am, a former AWS executive with 30 years of experience. I'm just getting used to saying 30. I used to say 25 plus, but I'm like, let me embrace 30 years of experience in IT and professional services. So I've lived through Y2K, a financial crisis, cloud computing, all of those things. But most importantly, I am an early career advocate. I've led programs at Microsoft and AWS that have onboarded and developed hundreds into tech careers. And that passion led me to starting my own company, TBW Enterprises, where we focus on helping high achievers get clarity on their purpose and core values to achieve big goals and build their dream careers. And we do this through one-on-one coaching. We focus on people that demonstrate adaptability, strong ownership, and a commitment to leap forward. So why do I call those out? Because those have emerged as non-negotiable and highly valued for organizations looking to hire the best. Adaptability allows you to navigate uncertainty, see challenges as opportunities, and take some risk. And ownership, that's never saying like, that's not my job. That's one of my pet peeves. Don't ever say that. Demonstrate ownership. And committed employees invest their best effort and talent in their work, and they're highly motivated. So if that's you, raise your hand in the chat, put a thumbs up if you feel that you are a high achiever with adaptability, ownership, and commitment. So even the most capable of us can feel disengaged, behind, and stuck, right? Disengaged, you're just dialing it in, right? There's a lot of change going on in your organization. You can also feel behind. How many of us are doom scrolling LinkedIn And we see, our colleagues that have just gotten new positions, and we're wondering, how did they get that? What's going on? Am I falling behind in my career? And we can just feel stuck, not knowing what to do next. So, what I'm going to share with you are some pitfalls that I've seen from clients, colleagues, people that I've encountered. These by far are not the only things that you can work on, but these are some of the pitfalls that I've seen, and I hope that they resonate with you. One is trying to do it all. This is a huge pitfall for high achievers. If this sounds like you, say so in the chat too. I had a client that came to me. She was super frustrated because she wasn't being promoted fast enough. Typical high performer, resident problem solver, took on multiple projects. She was handling her team, customer escalations, stretch assignments, rarely said no, working hard, being that trusted go-to person, got her top tier performance review, got her one promotion. But now that she was at that higher level, those returns were diminished. Being talented in those multiple areas and trying to perform across those areas, that was wearing her out. And her manager, he valued that that hard work, but he didn't see her in a strategic leadership role. And her plate was so full that she could not break free of this pattern of trying to do it all. This is a classic case of what got you here won't get you there, right? And I know that a lot of you are experiencing that. The next one is limiting yourself. Counting yourself out before others can. Have you ever looked at a job description and said, I'm not qualified for that? If I just got some more training, certifications, experience, then I'll be ready. That probably sounds very familiar. I'm going to share a little data with you that might be unexpected. So we often hear that men are more likely to apply when they meet just 60% of the qualifications, and women apply for a role when they meet closer to 100%. That probably sounds really familiar, but that's not accurate. A new study in 2022 said it's more like 52% for men and 55.7% for women. It's a lot closer than we think. And I share that with you because it's not helpful to believe that women would behave much differently than men or have that much less confidence. We are closing that gap. So think big and don't count yourself out of the game. The next one is, and this one touches me deeply because I suffered from this for a long time. And I think you'll probably see this theme across a lot of presentations. It's a belief in self-reliance, basically not asking for help. So high achievers, they're very used to working independently, and they have a faulty belief that people do it on their own. Not true. And asking for help, collaborating, working with others, it does not make you look weak or incompetent. When you see someone else that's successful in their career, we often think, gosh, they must be brilliant. And we also think they did it on their own. Not true. Not true at all. So reinventing yourself means letting go of some of these habits that you've developed and behaviors that are leading to your burnout, overwork, shutting down the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, and trying, preventing you from trying things, new things, right? And counting yourself out, before others can. And it also means letting go of your ego and that self-protection and asking for help when you need it. It's also engaging in some self-discovery. So now I'm going to share some things that might help you get unstuck. So getting clear on your purpose and core values. This is really important for high achievers, especially our Swiss Army knives out there. You need to take a step back and examine what's important for you. What are your core values? What gives you a sense of purpose? It goes deeper than a job description or a title. Your core values are what you stand for. This is your guide. They guide your behaviors, your decisions, and your actions, and they can take some deep work to uncover. For example, my core values I know are creativity, responsibility, ownership, and collaboration. And I get a great sense of purpose from helping others achieve more and be a better version of themselves. That's who I am. So, why is this important? It really matters when it comes to growing your career. Those who have clarity in their purpose and core values will achieve career advancement 41 times faster. They'll get into the C suite at a 33% higher rate than those who don't, and they'll experience less prolonged unemployment. This is really important stuff. So, how do you get started with that? You can do some simple things just to ask yourself. Feel free to take like a screenshot of this and work on this in your quiet time. But ask yourself, what activities and tasks make you feel the most fulfilled, the most energized, the most engaged? What really matters to you? What are those non-negotiables in your life? What are the things that you would not compromise on, even in the most challenging situations? And what impact do you want to have on the world? Another thing to focus on is embracing a growth mindset. Now, hopefully, a lot of you have heard of this term. It came from work by Carol Dweck. She was actually examining how students learn. Those with a fixed mindset avoided challenges, they gave up easily, they were afraid of failure, and they didn't want to look like they didn't know. So it starts with the idea that you're born with a certain amount of intelligence, and looking smart is more important than actually learning. So the people with a fixed mindset are always afraid of being found out. They're afraid of being found out not to be as smart as people think they are, right? And that takes a lot of energy to maintain that. But in contrast, if you have a growth mindset, that means you're seeing learning as an opportunity. Challenges are opportunities. You might embrace risk taking a little bit more. So in business, this is really critical. I spent 20 years at Microsoft, and this became very important around 2014 when Satya Nadella became CEO of Microsoft. Growth mindset was like a theme. He wanted to change the company from the know-it-all company to a learn-it-all company. It was super important to growth. So here's how you can practice that. Just a couple of things that you can do to kind of check yourself on whether you've got a fixed mindset or whether you're in growth mode. One is embrace challenges as opportunities. Have a different perspective on failure. The more you fail, the more you learn. And adopt a yet mentality. Instead of saying, I can't do that, say, I can't do that yet. And know that in the future, you will be able to do it. Now, here's another one. Engage your network. And this doesn't mean collecting connections on LinkedIn. Not at all. You have to engage your network and make them active every day. It's a daily practice. So check in with your connections inside and outside of your current company. Your goal is to create an army of career advocates that can support and advocate for you when you're not in the room. So in addition to like reaching out to the people that you know, make sure that you're providing value. You never know who's going to be a good connection for you, right? But be generous, right? Reach out to people and offer to help. If you see a role that, pops up on LinkedIn or pops up on an internal job board at your company, and you know that it would be great for somebody, let them know, pull them in, help them out. I really believe that when you reach out to others and reach out to help them, that goodwill and good karma, it comes back to you in unexpected ways. And realize that the network, right, is your net worth, is what people say, right? Nobody does it alone. Bill Gates didn't do it alone. Steve Jobs didn't do it alone. Any senior leader will rattle off a lot of people that have helped them along the way. So, the person that just got promoted to that new senior director job at Google, somebody put forth their resume, they vouched for them, they gave them the inside track. So you can't afford, like in this environment, to not work on your network. And finally, you got to take action on some of these things. A lot of what I've said today should not be new. It is probably a theme that runs through a lot of presentations about career, but you have to take action. That is what will set you apart from 95% of the people around you. So, what are you going to do? Right? One professional development strategy that helps people move forward with accountability is hiring a coach. The best athletes have coaches, and so do most senior leaders and executives. Most folks don't really know the difference. They confuse coaching with mentoring, sponsorship. But think of a coach as somebody that helps you work through obstacles and achieve your goals and unlock your potential. They won't just give you advice. That's not the point. They're going to help you dive into your motivations and challenge you and hold you accountable and help you move forward. So again, if you believe that most successful people do it by themselves, they do not. Think again. The higher up you go, the lonelier it can be. So most successful people do have a group of folks in their corner, and one of them is likely a coach. So I'm really excited, though, to offer you guys today what is the cornerstone of my business, which is coaching. We help high achievers gain clarity and purpose and vision to build the career of their dreams. And we only work with folks that have that adaptability, strong ownership, and commitment. And I know that describes a lot of you today. So feel free to schedule a complimentary coaching session with us. It is limited by the calendar, by the schedule. So when you find, an open slot, grab it. What I would, though, ask is that you come prepared. Help me understand where you are stuck and come with one goal that you want to achieve in the next 6 months. And then we will get to work. I look forward to meeting some of you, seeing some of you in this capacity. Feel free also to reach out on LinkedIn and connect with me. And I just want to thank Elevate for inviting me to this session, and happy International Women's Day.